Welcome back on your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy. It's our privilege once again to bring in head football coach Bob Davie. And Coach, it's time for our Ask the Coach segment. It is presented by Subway. Fans can go to golobos.com to ask the coach a question about Lobo football. And this is from Danny in Artesia. And he wants to know about the contribution of the New Mexico Man and what's the origin of that tradition that you started?
Yeah, well, we started a year ago honoring who we thought most represented our program as a walk-on, and we call it the New Mexico Man. And to give you an example, Friday night it was Tim Foley. And Tim Foley played every snap of the football game against Air Force. He led the team out with the flag. And I've got to take a special moment and talk about Tim Foley. He's a guy that played a lot more football last year for us than this year. But he's hung in there. He's had an outstanding attitude. He's really a good football player. He played every single snap of the Air Force game. We tried to get him to come out for a blow. He wouldn't come out. But Tim Foley, Reese White has been a New Mexico Man, played just about every snap. Jarek Magnet scored the first touchdown. He was a New Mexico Man. The contributions of the walk-ons have been unbelievable in this program. We've got a deep snapper that's a walk-on player. We've got a defensive lineman that played 10 or 15 snaps in the game. So the uniqueness of this situation, the uniqueness of this program, the New Mexico Man is a key part of this program.
Stephen Romero, your deep snapper, Randy Williams, you mentioned, and of course David Anaya, who's been so crucial both on offense and on special teams.
Exactly. He had a big run Friday night across the board. You know, you don't even think of those guys at all as walk-ons. In fact, I hate to use that term because they are no different than scholarship players. And I think we're going to be in a position to put several guys on scholarship. And at the end of the day, that's the biggest reward for these guys.
All right, we need to get to our Subway Player of the Game, and we have selected Cole Gautsche. He celebrated his birthday with a huge football game, and this highlight in our Subway Player of the Game segment was a major play because you're kind of chasing that blocked extra point the whole game, and this took care of it right here.
Yeah, this was a throwback play to the tight end. We had this wide open against Wyoming, if you think back several weeks ago. Air Force actually did a good job of covering it. It was a great touch throw. And you see Cole kind of holding his elbow there. He actually did hurt his elbow right at the end of the first half, which hurt us because we had a chance to get points. We had the ball down there on the 22-yard line, but great execution right there by Aho and Cole.
I remember that play against Wyoming. The throw came up short. Aho had to completely stop, couldn't get back to the football, and you had a touchdown.
Yeah, normally you only get that play once a year. We did run it twice. Air Force had it scouted, but Cole made a great throw.
And that two-point conversion pushed the lead back out to 7 because, you know, previously you guys had fallen behind by a point. It was the only time that you trailed in the entire game. That's the 4th straight game that they've blocked a kick, either a PAT or a field goal.
Well,
they're pretty good at special teams.
You go back and look at this game. It did come down to special teams again. Brandon Branch recovering the onside kick, Fatu blocking the extra point, and maybe the biggest play of the game, they were called for a chop block on first down that set them back to really 1st and 25. When you play the academies, when you play the style of football we play right now, the position we're in, every snap, every possession is just so critical.